Entertain you 101 here. Uh, Told you a good cop story just a minute ago, so here's another cop story. Actually, two cop stories for you. And these are not really good cop stories. These are on the bad side of the cop stories. So, yeah, I'm gonna do more videos besides stories. This is just what I have right now. But I'm gonna come out with more videos and whatnot, how-to videos, and whatnot. Not just stories like this, but come out with more material. But here's some story for you. So I was about 16. Just got my car about 5 months before this incident. It was dark as can be at night. I made a wrong left turn, so of course there was a cop behind me. I didn't see him. Pulls me over, runs my stuff. I was putting in a subwoofer in my car, in my vehicle, and I was putting in the subwoofer in my vehicle, and so my radio's all loud and whatnot. So he walks over to my car and says, "Son, you made a wrong left turn," and I had no clue I made a wrong left turn. I had no idea. It was so dark outside I could not see the wrong left turn sign. So he walks over to my car, and I'm like, okay, I didn't know that. I apologize about that. I was very nice, and I was very apologetic to him. And he shines his light in my vehicle, and he says, "Why's your radio out? You out here stealing cars, son?" And I'm like, "No, sir." And and I'm like, "Oh no." I was 16 at the time. Never had a ticket in my life. Never had a fine. So I was like, "Man, dang it." And I was just aggravated at myself for doing it. And he says, "Look at me when I'm talking to you." And man, if I knew about legalese and all the legalese and basically you are your own law, that's another subject, another topic. But I won't go into that. That's a whole another discussion. But at the time I didn't know about all this. But that was not a good cop incident. That aggravated me after that first incident with that police officer. Second incident, about 6 in the morning. I'm about to go fishing, right? And I guess my tags were due, and of course, the cop was behind me. And I'm just going right up the road to McDonald's. It was literally half a mile up the road. So 6 in the morning, right, pulling right into McDonald's to get some breakfast. Whoop whoop. And so he tells me, pulls me over and asks for my license registration. And by this time, I knew the law. I knew the law a little bit better. This was probably about a year. I'd say a year ago, and this was about a year ago. So, anyways, he never told me what I was being pulled over for. So I'm like, "Sir, what am I being pulled over for?" And he just walks back to his squad car, comes back to my vehicle. Another squad car pulls up, and so he says, get out of the car, sir." And this other cop's in the car from the back, just mean mugging me. I can tell in the mirror. And so he walks over to my car and says, "Get out." And I say, "What's the reason, sir? What am I being detained for?" And he never told me the reason. Throws me out of the car on my vehicle, puts me in handcuffs, puts me in the squad car. And finally, I figure out what it was for, and it was for my tags being due, and I had no idea, of course. So this other cop, I was in the squad car, and the phone was in my lap. So I'm trying to text, to text my father to tell him what happened. And this other police officer looked over at me in the squad car and with just the meanest look, walked over to the side of the door where I'm sitting in the passenger seat of the squad car, looks at me for a second, opens the door, grabs my neck, just slams me on the window, and by that time I'm just cussing him out, cussing. I'm like, you mother trucker, and whatnot. But and then, you know what? For an expired tag, I went to jail for a whole day. Can you believe that? But that's another bad little cop story. But there's good cops and bad cops out there. It's just like with any job, you know, that you're gonna have a dick bosses, you're gonna have cool bosses. Um, I've definitely had. I will say this: 70% of my cop incidents have been bad. So I will say that, but there is good cops. I have really good cop stories. I have really bad cop stories. And it's just like with any job, like I said, you know, you're gonna have big bosses. You're gonna have, you know, people you don't like in any job, and you know it's their job. And I believe that they should obey their Constitution oath that they gave. So that's a little story for you. I'm gonna come out with more material, hopefully. Please subscribe.